Wow.
Do you remember that sheep that was cloned?
Sheep? No.
Okay, so this was like, I swear, I mean, I'm sure other people know about it, but I think it was back in like the late 90s or early 2000s where, I don't know what they called it, like Betty the sheep or whatever. They cloned a sheep and then they had this identical sheep and it was the first cloning experiment, but that was back then. And you know that they release information like 40 years after it's already been discovered. So where are we at now if that happened 24 years ago, right?
For real. I mean, my friend cloned his dog, so it's possible.
Yeah. So the average everyday person can pay probably a decent amount of
50K.
money. Yep. There you go. To clone their pets. So, I mean, come on, right?
Yeah.
Like, what have they been doing behind the scenes? We got to question that.
I think some celebrities have been cloned personally.
Absolutely, yeah.
Scary times.
Actually, one of the things that I stumbled upon over a decade ago was an underground military base that was a cloning facility.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was really bizarre. Like, we're talking stereotypical sci-fi vibes, like the tubes, like the giant test tubes with the people in it. And I just saw the same celebrity 3 times in 3 different test tubes. Yeah.
They were doing it to people, and this was 10 years ago?
2 people, 10 years ago.
Holy
I literally
crap.
was so confused. I'm like, what is going on here? It actually felt like I was on board like a spaceship. It was so sci-fi. It was so futuristic. But the fact that I was seeing the same person over again, I'm like, holy they're cloning people. Yeah. And so what I've been able to uncover about cloning, and we won't go into it too much, is I've got many videos about it, but one of the first original public clones was Michael Jackson.
What?
Yes. So if you take a look at Michael Jackson, right? Oh, he had plastic surgery. This is why they're making plastic surgery really popular, quote unquote, because they can basically deduce, oh, this celebrity had plastic surgery. It's not a clone, it's plastic surgery. That's why they look different, right? So Michael Jackson was their first sort of test run for cloning. And specifically the reason why they replaced him with a clone was because he was saying too much.
He was, right?
He was against the system. He was talking, out of bounds, quote unquote, because they couldn't control him anymore. And he wanted to wake people up. So they killed him off. They replaced him with a clone. And that's why his skin got whiter. That's why his face got more gaunt. So what happened was they had to replace him many times with different clones because their cloning technology wasn't as good as it is now. So the clone basically, it's like the cells of a clone have like a very short half-life. Instead of the clone body living to 100 years like we would, it lives to maybe 5 years. I mean, now the technology is much better. It could maybe live 10 years.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we're talking billions of dollars going into cloning, only for it to last a couple of years and then for it needing to be replaced. And this is why we see a lot of people glitching out as well,
right.
Live on TV because their clone is malfunctioning because they're at that end of the clone life.
I saw that with Katy Perry, right? When she was performing.
Yeah, exactly.
Biden even.
And Biden especially. So, yeah, that's really fascinating. Unfortunately, they took Michael Jackson, who was such a beautiful soul and such beautiful music, and they really corrupted his image, specifically because of the vibration he was giving. And by the end, they wanted to discredit everything he had done because it wasn't a high vibration. So that's where all of the rumors and everything came out with him.
Seems like they're doing that with Bieber now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Scary.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the whole Diddy situation, right? Like we're seeing that Hollywood is collapsing, and what's really exciting about it, it's horrific. For me, I've known about this stuff for a long time just because I've remote viewed it. Oh, I've been talking about trafficking for a very, very long time, and now we're actually seeing it come out. But what's exciting about this is the shadow government has the ability to suppress everything, right? If they were still in control, they would have suppressed all of the Diddy stuff right when it happened, right when it took place, which is what they've done year after year after year with all of these celebrities who have participated in this, right? So now all of a sudden they can't control the narrative anymore, which says a lot about the kind of power they're losing right now.
Absolutely.
They're scared.
Yeah, they are. I think Elon Musk played a big role in that, buying up X, because now you get information from real people.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. So, and I think that the age of the internet alone, right? So back in the day, they would sort of condition, control, MK Ultra these individuals, and then say, we'll give you fame and fortune if you are basically under our control for the rest of your life. And they're like, yeah, sure, give me all the money and the fame and the whatever. They had no idea what they were really signing up for. But now you go over to a TikToker who has 14 million people and you're like, hey, I'll give you fame and money and all of the stuff if you sign over your, if you sign over your body for us, right? And TikToker's like, no way, dude. Like, I've got fame and fortune and all the things. I don't need to sign anything over to you. So what's interesting is the power of the average everyday influencer is overriding the power of the celebrity, which is also helping to completely dismantle their control techniques.
Absolutely. I mean, you saw with the election, how many big celebrities backed Kamala?
Yeah.
Like so many, like the biggest ones you could think of.
Yep.
And it didn't have any effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So times are changing. Because
are.
if they did that 10 years ago, it would have worked probably.
Yep, absolutely.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.